A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans. Brothers and sisters, if God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own Son, but handed him over for us all, how will he not also give us everything else along with him? Who will bring a charge against God's chosen ones? It is God who acquits us. Who will condemn? Christ Jesus it is who died, or rather was raised, who also is at the right hand of God, who indeed intercedes for us. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The second reading connects to the first reading, making the same theme in today's Sunday's readings. Abraham is tested by God to see whether he will trust in God or not. Some scholars think that Abraham failed to trust God along with his vocation. He leaves his homeland but brings with him Lot. He promised to have a descendant as countless as the stars of the sky and the sands of the seashore, but intend to put Eliezer, his steward, to become his heir. He promised to have his own son, but then he checks Hagar in order to have a son from her. However, some interpreters consider these things Abraham is doing to not mean that he does not trust God, but they signify Abraham's active and living faith. Whether Abraham fails to trust God or he is indeed active in believing does not matter. What matters is that Abraham struggles with his trust in God. I would say that we trust in God for two reasons. First, we trust in God because we are children by adoption through Jesus Christ. Paul says, "We know that in everything God works for good with those who love him, who are called according to his purpose." We are God's chosen children. So as Paul continues, if God is for us, who is against us? Paul means if God wills, nothing or no one can go against it. The relationship between us and God is like that one between children and parents. Children usually trust their parents without any question. We observe and we know it. I just realized that I challenge everyone in my family except my mom. I did not know why until I studied Sigmund Freud. Possibly my mom is my subconscious superego. I wish God can be my superego. We experience this. When we were young, we trusted our parents unconditionally. But when we grew up, our trust in our parents became less. The second reason why we have to trust in God is because we have faith in God. Faith and trust go together. If faith is strong, trust comes easily. Abraham does not have a strong faith by birth, but through tests and failures. If we never fail, we will possibly never learn how to trust in God. Too many doubts and anxieties can put us against the virtue of trust. When I was a candidate for Saigon Diocese, our vocation director said to us that, "I will not tell you to stop worrying, but keep worrying. However, you only should be worried with human anxieties, but not with God's anxieties. Let God take care of his business. Do not step over." Anxieties come when we experience God's complete silence. We know how terrifying it could be. Jesus can be the best example for us. He experienced God's silence on the cross. If we look from that perspective, then we know the so-called happy death. We hold a lot of irrational beliefs. St. Paul points them out to us. If God gave up everything, even His only Son to be handed over for the crucifixion, then is there any reason that makes us doubt and distrust in God? I know actions speak louder than words. We know our irrational beliefs, but we still fail to trust in God. Anxieties, doubts, failures, and even hopelessness belong to humans. What will we gain from them? Or what will we lose from them? God can give many signs, and He can be silent. Being able to read signs given by God is good. But being able to accept God's no signs is better.